when saints receive these gifts, think of, for example, Padre Pio receiving the stigmata, or Saint Francis of Assisi, or these saints that went and spoke in different languages, because it wasn't just in the apostolic times, it was also in the time of the missionaries, the Jesuit missionaries to China and India and places like that. Sure, there was a speaking in languages they didn't know, or speaking theirs, they understood them, however it worked. But that served a purpose, and it was not something where there was no reason. They remember what they were doing. It wasn't just something that took over their body, okay? When these saints have these states of ecstasy, they talk about what those states were like. Also, these saints receive these gifts. Gifts, not gifts like the things on the internet. They receive these gifts like after years of being a religious, brother or sister or priest or whatever. They've gone through a purgative process where they've rid themselves of attachment to sin. They've fasted. You hear about these great mystics who Christ visits these mystics and things, and it's like you find out so-and-so was only living on the Holy Eucharist for, 2 years or something, and Christ, that's not the same thing as Megan Fox or anyone else waltzing into a tent revival or a charismatic renewal event, getting the Holy Ghost and having electric currents channeled through them from people laying their hands on them, wriggling around on the floor and blabbering out in ancient languages that they could be blaspheming God and not even know it. That's a problem. Is it any surprise that this poor woman, pray for her soul, pray for her child, but is it any wonder that this poor woman, who from the age of 8 started speaking in tongues, has she been possessed since she was a child? That's the age of reason. You can commit a mortal sin after the age of 7 or 8. Has she been possessed, demonically infested, whatever, obsessed, whatever the term would be? Has she been that way? Has she been demonized since she was 8 years old? That's something pretty dark. Is it any wonder why she's gone on to become a Satanist who talks about blood drinking rituals? Is it any wonder that she talks about Santeria and voodoo, which are, again, if you want to get demons, that's how you get demons.